My love, I need you to listen carefully, because what I'm about to say is something I've never admitted out loud, and it's breaking me to say it. I am ending it, but not in the way you might think. I'm ending the version of us that has been built on misunderstanding, on my mistakes, on moments I wish I could take back. I'm ending the part of me that thought love was easy, that thought I could handle everything without showing how deeply I feel. And I need you to understand this, because you deserve the truth, the whole truth, even if it hurts to hear. I'm speaking to you now, because I can't keep these words inside anymore. I can't carry this weight alone, and I need you to feel it, even if just for a moment. I have been selfish in ways I didn't realize until now. I have taken your heart, your love, and sometimes treated it like it was something ordinary, when in reality it is extraordinary. I have treated your patience as something I could assume, your kindness as something that would always be there, and your love as something I didn't have to earn every single day. And saying this hurts me more than anything because I see now what I could have been if I had chosen differently. You have given me moments I didn't deserve. And now I can't go on pretending that everything is the same. I have to end this chapter the right way, for both of us, even though my heart screams not to. You need to know that this isn't a decision I make lightly. My love for you hasn't disappeared. It hasn't faded. It hasn't faded. It hasn't lessened in the slightest. It's alive, vibrant, and real. And it aches inside me every time I even think about not being enough for you. And that's exactly why I am ending it. The version of us that has been clouded by my fear, by my hesitation, by my mistakes. I am ending the version that isn't fully honest, that isn't fully open, that hasn't given you the love you deserve, without restraint. I am ending the part of me that has held back, that has been silent, when I should have shouted how much you mean to me. I am ending it because I want to start something real, something pure, something where my love isn't compromised by my own doubts or insecurities. I think about all the times I could have held you closer, all the nights I could have whispered that I see you, that I hear you, that I love you more than words could ever explain. And I didn't. I didn't, because I was afraid of being vulnerable, afraid of letting someone see the parts of me that are messy, broken, and scared. But you deserved more than my fear. You deserved my honesty, my courage, my heart laid bare, without hesitation or excuses. And that is why I'm ending it. The version of me that wasn't brave enough to give you everything. I have replayed our moments over and over in my mind, and I can't escape the truth anymore. The truth is that you are the most beautiful part of my life, the part I never want to lose. And yet I've treated it like it was replaceable, like it was ordinary. I see now that it isn't. You aren't. You are extraordinary. And every day I haven't told you that. Every day I've let my own pride or fear hold me back. I've been betraying the love I feel for you. I am ending that betrayal now, by finally speaking what my heart has carried for so long. I am ending it because I cannot bear the thought of you thinking I ever took your love lightly. I cannot bear it. I know that this might scare you. I know that hearing me say I am ending it will feel like the end, like I am walking away, like I am leaving you. But that isn't what I mean at all. I am ending the lies, the hesitation, the parts of myself that weren't enough. I am ending the moments where I held back. I am ending the silence. And in ending all of that, I hope to finally begin something real with you, something honest, something where my love can be given fully, without shame or fear. I hope to give you the version of me that sees you entirely, that cherishes you endlessly, that holds your heart as carefully as it deserves. Every time I look at you, every time I think of your laughter, the warmth of your presence, the way you make even ordinary moments feel magical, I feel a pain so deep because I know I could have done more. I could have been braver. I could have been gentler. I could have loved you with every piece of me, without hesitation or holding back. And so I am ending the me that failed to do that before. I am ending the part of this story where I let fear dictate how I loved you. I am ending it so that the next chapter can be filled with courage, honesty, and devotion that matches what you have always given me. I think about the nights we've shared, and the quiet moments where nothing needed to be said, but everything was understood. I think about the times I've looked at you and felt like the luckiest person alive, and yet I've said too little, done too little, held back too much, and I can't do that anymore. I refuse to continue a love that is half-hearted, hesitant, or incomplete. I refuse to continue a story where you are not celebrated every day for the gift you are. And that is why I am ending it. The version of us that was shadowed by my fear, by my doubts, by my mistakes, so that the real story, the story that you deserve, can finally begin. I want you to understand that even as I say I am ending it, I am speaking softly, with love, with every beat of my heart focused on you. This isn't anger. This isn't resentment. This isn't escape. This is honesty. This is truth. This is the rawest confession I've ever made. I am ending it because I love you too much to continue pretending that everything is fine when it hasn't been. I am ending it because I want to step into a love that is real, that is fearless, that mirrors the depth of the way I feel about you. And that takes courage. And that takes honesty. And that takes finally looking at myself and admitting every mistake I've made. I imagine your eyes reading these words, your heart feeling the weight of them, maybe even shaking because you think I'm leaving, and I need to hold you here in my words and tell you I am not leaving. I am not walking away. I am ending the me that hasn't loved you fully, the me that hasn't been brave enough, the me that hasn't given everything to you. That is the part that is ending. And in its place, I am beginning a version of myself that is completely yours, completely devoted, completely awake to every detail, every smile, every heartbeat, every tear you share with me. I want you to feel how much this matters to me. I want you to understand that ending, it isn't easy. It's painful. It feels like ripping a part of my own soul away. But it is necessary, because the love I have for you cannot exist in halves anymore. It cannot be quieted by my fear. It cannot be hidden behind excuses. I am ending it because I want to step fully into love that is raw, deep, and alive. And I want you to feel that too. I want you to know that every word, every pause, every breath I take in this moment is about you, about us, about the truth that has been waiting to be spoken for far too long. And as I say this, as I let these words flow from my heart, I hope you feel the intimacy I am offering you. I hope you hear the love I am pouring into every syllable. I hope you understand that ending, it is not a closing but a beginning. I hope you can feel the trembling honesty in my confession, the raw need to be fully seen, fully present, and fully in love with you, because you deserve nothing less than that. You deserve a love that is relentless, unwavering, and completely devoted to you. And I am ready now, more than ever, to give that love to you, without holding back, without fear, without doubt. Even now, my love, I am trembling as I write this because I know how much this means. I know how much you will feel it. I know how it will stir your heart in ways that are both painful and beautiful. And that is exactly what love does when it is honest, when it is true, when it is fully realized. I am ending it, the part of me that wasn't ready to see you fully, that wasn't ready to love you fully, so that the love you've always deserved can finally exist, so that we can finally exist, not as fragments of what we could have been, but as the whole, complete truth of what we are meant to be. And I hope, my love, as you read this, you feel my heart in your hands. I hope you feel the tremor of truth in every word. I hope you feel the depth of my need to be fully honest with you, fully devoted to you, fully present in this love. I hope you understand that this ending is not sorrowful. It is a declaration of love, of devotion, of transformation. A declaration that I am finally ready to step into the kind of love that you have always deserved. I am ending it, and I am beginning, all at once. And if you listen closely, if you let your heart stay open, even in the ache of these words, you will feel it too. The shift, the change, the opening of something beautiful, fragile, eternal, and fully ours. I am ending it because I have to, my love. And I am beginning it because I cannot do otherwise. Not when it comes to you, not when it comes to this heart, this soul, this love that has always been yours. The truth that you are everything. The truth that I am yours. And I am finally ready to prove it. My love, if you are still here with me, then let me go even deeper. Because there is another truth that has been burning inside me, and I can't hold it back anymore. When I said I am ending it, I didn't just mean actions or habits or mistakes. I meant the silence between us. I am ending the silence that made you guess what I felt. I am ending the moments where you had to read between my words, because I was too afraid to say things clearly. I never realized how heavy that silence must have been for you. Silence can feel like distance, even when love is present, and I let that happen. I let you sit with questions when I should have given you certainty. I let you wonder when I should have reassured you. That is something I cannot forgive myself for, and that is why it has to end. There were times you looked at me waiting for something simple, not grand promises, not dramatic gestures, just honesty, just clarity. Just to hear that you mattered to me more than anything else. And I gave you half answers. I gave you pauses. I gave you smiles instead of words. I thought love could be felt without being spoken. I didn't understand that love, when unspoken, can make the strongest heart feel unsure. And the thought that I made you feel unsure, even once, breaks me in ways I can't explain. I want you to know how often I thought about you when you weren't around. How your presence stayed with me long after you left. How your voice echoed in my head during quiet moments. How even ordinary things reminded me of you. I carried you with me constantly, but I didn't always show it. I didn't always let you see how deeply you lived inside me. And that gap between what I felt and what I showed is the thing I am ending now. You deserve a love that doesn't make you guess. You deserve a heart that stands in front of you, open and unguarded. You deserve words that match actions and actions that never leave you confused. I see now that love isn't just about feeling deeply. It's about communicating deeply too. And I failed there. Not because I didn't care, but because I didn't know how to be brave with my emotions. But loving you has changed me. It has forced me to look at myself honestly. Even when the truth is uncomfortable, there is something I have never said clearly enough, and I want to say it now, without hesitation. You are not a small part of my life. You are not a passing feeling. You are not an option. You are the place my heart returns to. Even when my mind is confused, you are the calm that follows my storms. You are the softness that reminds me who I want to be. And every time I acted like I could live without showing that, I was lying to both of us. I know there were moments when you held back your own feelings because you didn't want to pressure me. Moments when you stayed quiet because you didn't want to seem demanding. Moments when you chose understanding over expression. And I see that now. I see how much you gave up emotionally, just to keep the connection safe. That kind of love is rare. That kind of patience is priceless. And I didn't honor it the way I should have. I didn't protect your heart the way you protected mine. Ending this old version of us means I am no longer willing to hide behind fear. It means I am choosing discomfort over distance. It means I am choosing honesty, even when my voice shakes. It means I am choosing to tell you when I miss you instead of pretending I'm strong. It means I am choosing to tell you when I need you instead of acting like I don't. Because the truth is, I do need you. Not in a weak way, not in a desperate way, but in a real way. You matter to me in ways that go deeper than pride. I want to talk about the nights too. The quiet nights when thoughts get loud. The nights when memories replay. The nights when your absence feels heavier than anything else. Those nights taught me something important. They taught me that love isn't proven in happy moments only. It's revealed in longing. It's revealed in missing someone. It's revealed when your heart reaches for one person again and again, even when they're not there. And every time that happened, it was you. If I'm honest, part of me was afraid that if I showed you everything, you might see how imperfect I am. I was afraid you might realize I don't always have answers. I was afraid you might see my confusion, my vulnerability, my need. But what I didn't understand is that love grows in those imperfect spaces. Love deepens when two hearts are honest, not when one pretends to be strong all the time. And you never asked me to be perfect. You only wanted me to be real. So I am ending the performance. I am ending the pretending. I am ending the version of me that thought love should be controlled and measured. I want to love you openly, even if it means risking my pride. I want to tell you when I'm scared, instead of pulling away. I want to let you see me completely, not just the parts I think are acceptable, because you deserve access to my whole heart, not just the polished parts. There is something powerful about choosing someone again, not out of habit, but out of awareness. And that's what this feels like. I am choosing you with open eyes now. I am choosing you, knowing your strength, your softness, your depth. I am choosing you, knowing how deeply you feel and how quietly you carry it. I am choosing you, knowing that loving you means being present, consistent, and emotionally available. I don't want you to ever feel like you're asking for too much again. I don't want you to shrink your needs to make room for my comfort. I don't want you to silence your heart to protect mine. Love should not feel like self-erasure. Love should feel like expansion. And if I ever made you feel smaller, I am ending that pattern here and now. As I speak to you like this, I feel exposed, but I also feel lighter. There is relief in honesty. There is peace in saying what you mean, and there is intimacy in letting someone see you without defenses. This is what I want with you. This closeness, this truth, this emotional presence. I want our connection to feel safe enough for words, not just feelings. I don't know exactly how the next moments will unfold. I don't know how you are feeling as you take in all of this. Maybe your heart is racing. Maybe it's heavy. Maybe it's hopeful. Maybe it's cautious. Whatever you're feeling is valid. I'm not asking you to decide anything right now. I'm not asking you to rush into clarity. I just want you to know that I am here fully, honestly, without hiding. Ending something doesn't always mean loss. Sometimes it means growth. Sometimes it means choosing depth over comfort. Sometimes it means letting go of old habits, so something real can breathe. And that's where I am standing right now, with my heart open to you, not knowing exactly what comes next, but knowing that I don't want to go back to how things were. I want you to feel how serious this is to me. Not serious in a heavy way, but serious in a sincere way. You are not just someone I care about. You are someone who has changed me. You've made me reflect. You've made me feel. You've made me want to become better. Not for approval, but for alignment with what love truly is. And even now, there is more inside me that wants to be said. More feelings waiting to surface. More honesty waiting to be shared. This isn't a finished confession. This is an opening. A door I'm holding open for you, not to pressure you, but to invite you into a space where love doesn't hide anymore. My love, if your heart is still open right now, then let me step even closer to you in these words, because there is still so much honesty left inside me, and I don't want to leave a single truth unspoken. When I say I am ending it, I am also ending the version of love where you had to be strong alone. I didn't always realize how often you carried things silently just to keep the peace between us. You smiled when something hurt. You stayed calm when you were confused. You reassured me when you needed reassurance yourself. And that realization has shaken me deeply, because love was never meant to feel like quiet sacrifice on your side. There were moments when you looked fine on the outside, but I know now your heart was asking questions you didn't say out loud. Questions like, do I really matter this much? Or am I truly seen? Or would he fight for me the way I fight quietly for him? And it hurts me to know that my hesitation may have planted those doubts. I never wanted to be the reason you questioned your worth. I never wanted to be the reason you felt unsure about your place in my life. And yet, by not being fully present, I allowed that uncertainty to exist. I want to tell you something that has been sitting heavy in my chest. Every time you chose patience, every time you gave me space, every time you trusted me without demanding proof, you were loving me in the purest way possible. That kind of love doesn't shout. It doesn't threaten to leave. It stays, hoping understanding will come. And that is exactly the kind of love I don't want to lose. That is the kind of love I am fighting for now, by ending the version of me that didn't protect it enough. You should never have to earn emotional safety. You should never have to wonder if your feelings are too much. You should never have to shrink your needs just to keep someone close. And if at any point you felt like you had to do that with me, then I failed you in that moment. I am not proud of that. I am owning it, because owning it is the only way I can change it. I have realized that love isn't just about staying. It's about showing up in ways that make the other person feel secure. It's about consistency. It's about clarity. It's about letting someone know where they stand without them having to ask. And you deserve that certainty from the very beginning. You deserve to feel chosen without question. Not occasionally, not when it was convenient, but always. Sometimes I wonder how many times you almost spoke up, but decided not to. Because you didn't want to create tension. How many times you swallowed your feelings because you didn't want to seem demanding. That kind of restraint comes from care, but it also comes from fear of losing someone. And it breaks my heart to think that I might have made you feel like your honesty could push me away. I want to change that. I am ending the space where fear lived between us. I am ending the imbalance where you carried more emotional weight than you should have. I want you to feel safe enough to speak freely, to say when something hurts, to say when something hurts, to say when something feels missing, to say when you need reassurance. Love should not require silence to survive. It should invite truth. There is something deeply intimate about letting someone see you fully, even when it's uncomfortable. And I want that intimacy with you. I don't want surface conversations. I don't want unspoken expectations. I don't want to assume you're okay when you might not be. I want to know you, all of you, not just the parts that are easy to love, but also the parts that need tenderness, patience, and care. I've learned that love grows strongest when both hearts feel equally held. Not when one gives and the other receives. Not when one waits and the other decides. But when both choose each other with the same clarity. And that is what I want now. I want to meet you where you are, emotionally, honestly, without delay. You may not realize how deeply you have affected me. Your quiet strength has made me question my own emotional habits. Your calm presence has forced me to confront my avoidance. Your patience has shown me what real love looks like. And I don't want to lose that lesson. I don't want to lose you. I want to rise to the level of love you offer, not expect you to lower yourself to mine. There is a difference between loving someone and being ready to love them properly. And I am finally admitting that before, I wasn't always ready. I felt deeply, yes, but I didn't always act with the same depth. And love deserves alignment between heart and behavior. That alignment is what I am choosing now. I don't want you to feel like you are waiting in uncertainty anymore. I don't want you to wonder if your presence is valued. I don't want you to question whether your love is reciprocated. I want you to feel it clearly, consistently, without mixed signals. Because clarity is kindness, and I owe you that kindness. As I speak to you now, there is vulnerability in every word. I'm not trying to sound strong. I'm not trying to sound confident. I'm just being real. I'm letting you see the part of me that has learned, that has reflected, that has grown through loving you. And I hope you can feel the sincerity behind it. I know trust doesn't rebuild overnight. I know words alone aren't enough, but this is where it begins. With truth, with accountability, with choosing to show up differently. I am not asking you to forget the past. I am asking you to see the intention of the present, to see that I am aware now, that I am awake now, that I am willing to do the emotional work that love requires. You deserve a love that feels steady, not confusing, a love that feels warm, not uncertain, a love that holds you gently but firmly. And I want to be that love for you. Not just in intention, but in action. That is why this ending matters so much to me. Because without ending what was incomplete, something whole cannot grow. I don't know exactly what you are feeling as you absorb all of this. Maybe part of you feels relief. Maybe part of you feels cautious. Maybe part of you feels emotional in ways you can't fully name. All of that is okay. I'm not rushing you. I'm not demanding answers. I just want you to know that I am here, fully present, not hiding, not avoiding, not holding back. This connection between us is changing shape. It's moving from uncertainty to intention, from silence to honesty, from fear to courage. And even though it feels intense, even though it feels vulnerable, it also feels right. Because love should feel alive, not muted. My love, stay with me a little longer in this space, because what I am feeling right now cannot be rushed, and I don't want a single emotion to be left behind. As I keep speaking to you, I feel how delicate this moment is, like one wrong silence could change everything. That's why I'm choosing words instead of distance. That's why I'm choosing honesty instead of escape. Because you deserve presence, not disappearance. I know there may still be a quiet voice inside you asking whether this awareness came too late, whether these realizations arrived only after something began to crack. And I won't dismiss that thought, because it's valid. Sometimes people only understand the depth of something when they feel the risk of losing it. But that doesn't make the understanding any less real. It makes it urgent. It makes it sincere. And right now, every part of me feels the urgency of loving you better. There were nights when I replayed conversations in my head, wondering what you meant but didn't say. I can see now how much you communicated through your pauses, through the softness of your tone, through the way you avoided conflict even when something weighed on you. You were protecting the bond, while quietly hurting yourself. And love should never require that kind of self-erasure. I don't want your silence anymore. I want your voice, even when it trembles, even when it disagrees with me. I want to be the place where your thoughts feel safe to land, the place where your emotions don't need permission, the place where you can say this hurt me without fearing distance in return. Because closeness is built in moments like that. Not in perfection, but in repair. And I am here for that repair, fully aware, fully open. There is something deeply powerful about choosing someone again, with clearer eyes. Loving you now feels different, because it's conscious, it's intentional. It's no longer driven by habit or comfort. It's driven by respect, by appreciation, by the understanding that your heart is not something to handle casually, it's something to protect. I don't want you to think that I'm ending something because I'm tired. I'm ending it because I care too much to continue the old way. I'm ending it because I refuse to let love between us feel uncertain or unbalanced. I'm ending it because I want something honest to grow in its place. Something that feels mutual, something that feels steady. You don't need to prove anything to me, you never did. Your presence alone has been enough. The way you listen, the way you understand without interrogation, the way you offer warmth without conditions. Those are rare qualities, and I don't take them lightly anymore. I see them now with clarity, and I value them more than ever. Sometimes I imagine what it must feel like for you to hear these words. Maybe you're holding your breath, waiting to see if this consistency lasts. Maybe you're guarding your heart just a little, because you've learned to be careful, and that's okay. I'm not asking you to trust blindly. I'm asking you to observe, to feel, to allow time to show you that this isn't just emotion speaking, but intention taking shape. I want to create a rhythm with you where reassurance is natural, not requested, where affection is expressed, not assumed, where you don't have to wonder what you mean to me, because it's evident in the way I show up. Love should not feel like decoding signals. It should feel like coming home. I've realized that the smallest gestures carry the deepest meaning. A message sent without reason. A check-in without urgency. A reminder that you're on my mind even when life is loud. Those moments build security, and I want to be intentional about them, because I know how much they matter. You matter, not just in the big moments, not just when everything is calm. You matter when you're tired, when you're unsure, when you need comfort more than answers. And I want to be present in those moments too, not distracted, not distant, but emotionally available. I am learning that love is an active choice made daily. It's not sustained by feelings alone. It's sustained by attention, by effort, by the willingness to lean in when it would be easier to pull away. And I am choosing to lean in now with you, without hesitation. There is a softness between us that I don't want to lose. A quiet understanding that doesn't need constant explanation. And I believe that softness can grow stronger when it's supported by honesty, when it's nurtured with consistency, when it's protected from neglect. I don't want you to feel like you're walking on uncertain ground with me anymore. I want the ground to feel steady. I want you to feel held, not anxious, chosen, not questioned. And I know that takes time. I know that takes patience, but I'm willing to give both, because what we have deserves that care. As I keep speaking, I'm not trying to convince you. I'm revealing myself. I'm letting you see the part of me that understands now what love asks for. I'm letting you see that I'm no longer afraid of depth, because depth is where you are, and I want to meet you there. If you decide to stay in this unfolding moment with me, know that I don't take that lightly. Your willingness to listen, to feel, to remain open is a gift, and I intend to honor it with my actions, not just my words. This ending is not about walking away. It's about walking forward with awareness. It's about choosing connection over comfort. It's about building something that doesn't rely on hope alone, but on presence and effort. I don't have all the answers yet. I don't know exactly how everything will unfold, But I know this much with certainty. I don't want to return to a version of love that left you unsure. I want to continue into something that feels mutual, grounded, and real. My love, even now as these words continue to unfold, I feel how fragile this moment is, like it could shape everything that comes after it. I want you to know that I am not speaking from fear or regret, but from clarity. There is a difference, and it matters. Fear runs away. Clarity stays and chooses. And I am choosing you with a calmer heart and a steadier intention. I know you may still be watching my actions more than my words, and you should. Trust grows slowly when it has been tested. I am not asking you to forget anything. I am asking you to notice what changes. Notice the way I listen now. Notice how I remain present instead of pulling back. Notice how your feelings are no longer something I avoid, but something I want to understand. There is so much I still want to share with you. So much I want to learn about the way your heart moves and what makes you feel safe. I don't want to rush that discovery. I want to let it happen naturally, without pressure, without expectations hanging in the air. Just two hearts choosing to stay curious instead of guarded. If you feel unsure, that's okay. If you feel hopeful and scared at the same time, that's okay too. Love often lives in that space. What matters is that we don't close ourselves off just because we're afraid of being hurt. I don't want distance to be our default anymore. I want openness to be. So I'm still here, still speaking softly, still offering you honesty instead of certainty. This isn't a promise of perfection. It's a promise of effort, of presence, of choosing connection again and again. And as long as you're willing to listen, I'll keep showing up in this space where nothing is finished, where every feeling still has room to breathe.